here we are live on Up to the Minute. It is Tuesday, February the 4th. Big day today.
Yeah.
It is it's a couple of big events.
Oh, yeah.
Rodeo here in Houston kicks off. Did you go
Yeah.
to the cook-off this
I
weekend?
did go to the cook-off this weekend. On Friday, I was there.
You were there. All right. And then today's also the Mardi Gras in New Orleans and in Brazil as well.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Big. Have you ever been there?
Never been on anything Mardi Gras.
Never been to anything Mardi. You're missing out. We've got a guest coming up in a little while that'll tell us all about the Mardi Gras. You're missing out.
So how do I get the beads?
You just stand by the floats and try to jump over people around.
Do like something.
We'll hold your hand up in the air.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not going to get into that in your show. I'm Todd. He's Benji. We're live on Up to the Minute this morning from the HCCTV studios on a rainy Tuesday morning. It's supposed to clear up in a little while. We're going to give him a Mardi Gras education very shortly, though. We're glad to have you with us this morning. We've got a half hour of your HCC news and information and some special guests. But first, we want to thank everyone watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube. We're here Mondays through Fridays live at 10 a.m. You can catch us on social media, though, anytime and on our cable channel, too.
Yes, we are live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, but Houston Community College District. We're also on YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV, our own TV channel, where you can catch a rebroadcast of this show at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay, so we've got a guest joining us right now. She's going to be talking to us shortly, but we want to introduce Monica Landry. She is our Tasty Tuesday guest, and we're celebrating Fat Tuesday, better known as Mardi Gras. Monica, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to hearing about your restaurant. You are the co-founder of 1929 Po' Boy Kitchen. I hear you have a pretty good signature po' boy out there as well, right?
Oh, we sure do. Got to come try it out.
I know. We will give you, well, I'm not even going to give you a hint. We'll tell you it's a po' boy. We'll talk more about that in about 10 minutes. We'll be with you shortly. First off, we're going to kick things off. We're welcoming back one of our vice chancellors who's going to talk to us about International Women's Day.
Yes, we have Dr. Rima Adil. She is the HCC Interim Vice Chancellor of Student Services. Welcome back to the show, Rima.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you both doing?
We're doing great. We're very excited to talk to you. And thanks for taking the time to tell us all about some upcoming events, which we're very excited for you to tell us about. Let's start off with you telling us about the significance of International Women's Day and why it's celebrated.
Excellent. That is, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. And it's a very, very important topic. And I really like that HCC and the show that you all are doing give it a special importance because we have been doing it for the last couple of years. So yes, International Women's Day have a lot of significance, not just here locally, but globally. Initially, when I looked back in the history, was initially introduced like maybe 1911. That's how it was initially introduced. But globally, worldwide, everyone has adopted it to recognize women for their achievements and their contributions on generally, they say March 8th is the International Women's Day. I know that United Nations of Association, they have gender equality as their goal 5. So they also put specific attention to gender equality, especially when it comes to women. So it is there. It helps us honor the social, political, economic, and cultural achievements of our women's. And it is a day of celebration. It also helps us see where there are gaps, where we can make more effort to, kind of make things better. But yes, it is a very, very important day for all of us.
Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned that there might be some areas of improvements for women's rights. I mean, where do you think where more work is needed to improve those rights for women?
So we came a long way, when we look at education, when we look at workplaces and compliances around it, when we look at leadership position and political participation, things every year we see more and more participation of women. And, the legal frameworks that are already put in place that is helping all the women's against discrimination, the things that we, kind of now have benefits, maternity leave. So we have came a long, long way. The access to education, the leadership position, but there is still, some gaps when we look at locally and also when we look at it globally. So some of the, obviously globally, we look at issues, access to education, access to the medical facility. It is not easily accessible. Obviously, gender-based violence, it continues to rise to the radar. That has been something, issues that, we need to work on actively. And obviously, we also hear time to time pay gaps. So there is some work that needs to be done in those areas.
Okay, and I mean, you brought up education a lot there, and I want to ask. I mean, is there some fields that are more dominantly taken over by men that are some fields now that women are pursuing here at HCC? Maybe like fields or majors, anything that women are just taking over, I guess, by a storm. I guess having new people come into these new fields.
This is a very good question, and I'm glad that we are asking this question. What we are doing here, in different fields that we offer. So historically, women's have been more going towards either education majors or health sciences, or more like caregiver kind of field. That was a natural fit for women. These days, we are seeing them just shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand in all the STEM majors. And some of the fields that are very unique and new, that are still new to women, are, I would say, digital information technology. So at Houston Community College, we are seeing a lot of women participants or students who are pursuing that major, architectural and design, engineering. We have one of the actually deans at one time told me that the welding is a profession that students, female students, have started joining. And he had mentioned that, it takes a lot of details. Women make better welder than men. So this is just to say, but we are seeing women's in everywhere participating in non-traditional fields.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I had to do a package on the electrical program here at the Central Campus one time, and I was asking the professor about what's maybe some of his best students that he's had, and he said women are some of my best students because it's just they have that attention to detail, man, that just men overlook. So that's great to hear. Let me ask you about these upcoming events that are planned for International Women's Day and who can participate.
So we have Houston's International Women's Day coming up. That is in collaboration with the mayor's office at the City Hall on March 7th, Friday, this upcoming Friday. A lot of people that is by, obviously it is by registration, but anyone can participate, men and women. A lot of the time men are asking me, can we join? They serve women's champions and allies. We welcome everyone to join. So that is on March 7th. But at Houston Community College, we are also hosting on March 27th in collaboration with the judge's office in Fort Bend. That is on March 27th. And we encourage our students and everyone to participate.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Rima Adil. She is the HCC Interim Vice Chancellor of Student Services, and we'll have all of your info on our post after the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
Invite me again.
Yeah. For a quick commercial break, Todd will return to talk about food with our Tasty Tuesday guest, so stay tuned.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
That one day at PE when they were yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much that helped me. I finally knew that I had somebody.
This is my house. My parents helped build it. Now we don't get wet when it rains. I don't get too hot or too cold inside. I can play with my sister, I can play with my brother, I can play with my mother, my father, my family. This is my house.
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 Visit habitat.org to find out how you can help more families like mine.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. We are live on this Tuesday, better known as Fat Tuesday. That's right, time for the Mardi Gras happening in New Orleans, and also I'll mention in Brazil, but we're going to focus on New Orleans cuisine and Fat Tuesday for this next segment. Our Tasty Tuesday guest is Monica Landry, and she's the co-founder of 1929 Po' Boy Kitchen. Monica, good to see you. Happy Mardi Gras.
Thank you, to you as well.
Now, we wanted to learn more about Fat Tuesday, but let's get to your restaurant. You started this with your husband, Garfield. Tell us a bit about the place and the inspiration for it.
Oh my goodness. So it's just in my DNA, and my background is retail management. But the funny thing is I would come home every single day and start cooking. I would, go in the kitchen, turn on some jazz music, and I just cooked every single day. So everybody starts saying, Mo, you need to open up a restaurant. You're pretty good at what you do. And here we are. So after the pandemic, my husband basically said, hey, let's try opening a restaurant. And we found Lyric Market, which was a good place for us to start. Not really sure. I wasn't sure if anybody was going to like the food, but it turned out it was actually a huge success. So we're pretty excited about it.
Tell us about now. Lyric Market, is that where exactly? I know you guys are off of Smith, but where is Lyric Market?
Lyric Market is 411 Smith Street and right in the heart of the theater district. So we're directly across from the Wortham Center, the Houston Ballet. Parking is amazing. So there's 2 hours free parking for any guest that comes in, and we'll validate their receipt as well.
Oh, cool. Okay. So no excuse not to go. You got parking there as well.
It's raining today, and you can still let the good times roll at 1929 Po' Boy Kitchen.
1929, special name. What's the significance of that?
So, when I was creating my menu, my husband said, hey, let's get started with it. And I couldn't get started. I said, I need a name. He said, no, you don't. Just get started. So I started with my menu, my soups, my salads, my appetizers. And when I got to sandwiches, I said, well, Po' Boy sandwich, because I knew it was going to be a Cajun Creole restaurant. That's my background. And so when I started researching, I found out about this amazing story with the streetcar workers. So in 1929, the streetcar workers on Canal Street all went on strike. It was one of the most deadliest strikes in history. It lasted for months. They burnt the streetcars, they pushed them over. There were 2 brothers in New Orleans that had a restaurant, and they also used to be streetcar workers, and they were younger, and they had empathy for these guys. And they said, you know what, let's support them and their families until this nasty strike is over. So when one of the strikers walked into the restaurant, one of the brothers would yell across the room to the other brother, here comes another one of those poor boys. So I was like, wow, how cool is that? So 1929 actually was a very dark year because the stock market crash happened that same year, the Great Depression. So you had people all over the world supporting these guys. And the amazing part was you had people from Wall Street in New Orleans sitting at all these tables, breaking bread with boys that they never would have crossed paths with. So I love the little silver lining with that. So here we are, 1929 Po' Boy Kitchen.
Well, I have an affinity for po' boys. I'm from New Orleans, so and I know the
Oh,
best
great.
in New Orleans. The best po' boys, you don't find them in restaurants. Here you do, but not in New Orleans. You find them in the convenience stores, you know, in the French Quarter, in the
Exactly.
back at the lunch counters. Those old-fashioned roast beef po' boys. Let me ask you, you guys have a signature po' boy, which is, I guess, maybe kind of a take on a roast beef. Tell us about it.
Well, the roast beef po' boy, you can actually just do the roast beef. And of course, back in 1929, when it all started, that's how they fed the streetcar workers. They would put the roast beef, which was the drippings from the pot, which was the best part of it. That's where you get
Yeah.
all the debris and the good juices. So you can actually have an option of doing your roast beef, and you could do fried shrimp with it, or you can put it over catfish. You can just pretty much create your own po' boy.
Do
And
you
we
do?
are serving our po' boys on Gambino's bread. So it
Oh,
is
you
New
can't go
Orleans
wrong with
French.
that.
Can't go wrong. Yes,
Yeah. Do you serve your po' boys? Here's if you're from the South, New Orleans-ish, do you serve them dressed?
we do. We have them dressed. We do have the blue plate on standby, but we use a spicy remoulade with lettuce, tomatoes, and
Yeah.
pickles.
There you go. I'm all about that. You also have something very unusual, but it piques my interest. An oxtail po' boy.
Oxtail yakami. So it's
Yakami.
actually the yakami. So it's actually a beef soup. So another history lesson for you: in the early 1800s, Chinese immigrants were building a railroad from New Orleans to Houston. And that's when those cultures met. Chinese met Cajun and Creole people. So back then, a lot of them got married. They worked together, they cooked together, and they came up with this Asian fusion. So the difference between the yakami and ramen, we use spaghetti, and the egg is going to be a hard-boiled egg, which is so expensive these days, right? But it is absolutely amazing. The broth is bone broth. We cook it for
Wow.
hours. Yes. So
That
we
sounds
serve
awesome.
yeah, so we have yakami with oxtails. You can also do beef rib, or you can also do seafood.
All right, so that's definitely going to be something I have to check out as well.
Yes.
When you're opening a restaurant, I imagine not everything's a hit. Have you guys experienced the hit and misses? What's worked, what hasn't worked to continue to thrive?
I can definitely tell you what worked is the passion that I have for it. Again, like I said, it's my DNA. I started cooking at the age of 6. So I had a grandmother, well, actually two, Big Mama and Medea, who kept me in the kitchen, and of course my mom as well. So the love that I have for cooking and serving others, that's been the culture. You know, we say taste it, love it. That's our motto. The biggest part I tell my guests is the customer service have to taste better than the food. So
Yeah.
we really stand by that. That's so important to me. Challenges. Wow. Well, it's just been a really tough challenge trying to find committed employees that have the same type of passion. We were very lucky to have a brick and mortar in the first year. So you're talking to someone who's never did this before, never had a restaurant, never worked in a kitchen, a commercial kitchen, but just had a passion for cooking, and it actually worked out well for us. Unfortunately, we did close our location in the spring location because the fact that we couldn't find enough committed employees to
Right.
support our mission.
Well, I guess one thing people don't appreciate, Benji does because his parents own a restaurant, but tell the public what your normal work hours are and how many hours you work a week. I think people would be fascinated by that because it's a lot.
I don't think they understand 365 days a week.
Yeah. I mean, you're
Actually,
working all the time.
All the time. But again, if you the whole saying, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And I can definitely say I'm having a really, really fun time doing this.
You've talked a lot about culture and how it really fits into your food. Being that today is Mardi Gras, Louisiana culture, tell us how it's shown through your food.
Oh my goodness, we're going to have all of the po' boys on deck. We're also introducing some new items. One of the new items that's going to be shown is going to be our crawfish bisque. We're going to have jambalaya, just different things. It's so you can layer all these different flavors, and I have a lot of repeat guests that are just looking for surprises today. And we're also going to have some crawfish while it lasts. So yeah. definitely want to challenge everybody to get out here early before we run out.
Crawfish and po' boys. Sounds like you might need to head there for lunchtime, Benji.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot on there.
It'll be my Fat Tuesday thing.
Well, happy Mardi Gras once again, Monica.
Thank you.
We look forward to getting out there to see you, and we encourage everyone to check you guys out. We'll have your social media information in our post after the show.
Perfect.
Monica Landry, she is the co-founder of 1929 Po' Boys. Check them out. We'll have all the information there. Thank you very much, Monica.
Thank you, guys. Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras to you.
Mardi Gras.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I'm all about crawfish.
I
Do you
love
eat
it.
crawfish?
No, but I do love a good po' boy, man.
Oh yeah,
I'll tell you.
that oxtail one sounds good. And you
Oh,
got,
yeah.
I never turn down a roast beef po' boy
Okay.
ever. Yeah,
Is it
I
like-
take it over shrimp, over anything. Soft shell crabs is a tough one though. If you've ever had one of
I
those,
don't like crab.
you see, you just have to throw a wet blanket on everything we talk about. Wow. All right. Hey, we're going to go ahead and take another break. And when we get back, we'll have some news and announcements of things happening across the district. Stay tuned.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
So, as a family,
we've decided to skip some old rules and routines.
like skip making my bed? Fine. Yes! But Dwayne and I decided not to skip the doctor for our kids.
Doctors are doing a lot to keep their offices as safe as possible.
Thank you. Talk to your preteen's doctor about scheduling their well visit and recommended vaccinations.
Let's go.
Why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick, below the surface. Our reason why is united, undivided, seeking understanding. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community. It's a million faces in a mirror and everyone belongs. Find your why for a better us.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Welcome back to Up to the Minute. Good to have you with us on this rainy Tuesday. It's supposed to clear up later, so the weather should be getting better. Go out and celebrate the Mardi Gras. Maybe the rodeo. When are you going next?
I'm going today. To go
Oh,
see,
you are going
to
today.
see Reba McEntire,
You're going to go see Reba. Are
baby.
you wearing a hat and boots and all
Well,
that?
I'm thinking if the rain gets better, then I'll wear my, my
It's supposed to
felt
clear up
hats
like
and my,
noon.
Okay, hopefully, because I want to wear my boots and my hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can wear your boots. Just make sure they're rainproof.
I have suede boots, but I'll wear my leather ones.
Yeah, I was going to wear my suede today. I didn't do that. So anyway, besides the huge event happening here, the rodeo, we've got some things going on HCC Southeast. March Madness series. Now that spring break is just about here, students can take a serious step toward fitness with HCC Rec Sports and Student Life workshops through March. They start with fitness bingo and include a watch party and a staff versus student game. Noon to 1 p.m. Wednesday, starting March the 5th. That is tomorrow. Yeah. March Madness is coming up, man. Check our post after the show for more information. And the drama production has, they're looking for assistance.
Yeah, loosely based on Harvey Weinstein, the dramatic comedy assistant shows the daily ins and outs and ups and downs of administrative assistants who give their lives over the whims of a toxic boss. Because this performance contains crude language and adult themes, it is not recommended for those under 16. This will take place Wednesday to Friday, March 5th through the 7th at 7:30 p.m. and Saturday, March 8th at 2 p.m. at the HCC Northeast Caldwell Black Box Theater. So check out our post after the show for more info on that.
You know, a lot of students are looking to start at HCC, transfer somewhere else. Well, we've got some transfer fairs coming up. They're inviting students to learn about academic and career pathways available to them at the upcoming career and transfer fairs across the district. 2 of them are this week. HCC First Responders Career Fair, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Wednesday, March 5th. And there's a HCC UT Tyler Career Fair that is 1 to 4 p.m. Thursday, March 6th. That's this Thursday at the A-Leaf Hayes campus. We'll have information in our post after the show. And we've also got something for women in STEM coming up as well.
Yes, in honor of Women's History Month, HCC Libraries will host an engaging event featuring guest speakers, makerspace activities, and student clubs and refreshments. This will take place Thursday, March 27th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the HCC Central Campus Harmon Building. So check out our post after the show for more info.
So spring break is coming up next week. If you haven't heard, yeah, we're off all week. HCC buildings are closed. Students are taking off. So no Up to the Minute. We'll be broadcasting our best of episodes. And we will return Monday, March 17th, which happens to be...
Sorry, what?
St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. All right. Register. You can still do that, right?
Oh, yeah. Registration for summer is now open and still offered in a variety of programs and semester lengths. HCC's courses are also offered in a range of modalities, including online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid in-person, hybrid lab. To learn more about HCC program start dates and options to cover costs, please visit hccs.edu/apply.
You know, if you would get here maybe 20 minutes earlier instead of like rolling in at 3 minutes till live time, you could actually have some coffee before you go on the air. Clears your mind, gets you alert, read through the script, stuff like that. Just little tidbits.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah, you might want to try that. Tomorrow on the show, Dr. Michael Edwards, former Northeast president, who is now HCC's ombudsman, will join us. And for Good Works Wednesday, we'll welcome a survivor of the USS Houston, which was sunk in World War II. Wow, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Are you on the air tomorrow?
I don't think it's cool that it was sunk, but I mean,
it's a cool story. Yeah, incredible. You know, World War II survivors, they're getting fewer and fewer each day.
Yeah.
So whenever you have a chance to talk with one, it is the opportunity of a lifetime.
That's great.
Yeah. Are you here tomorrow, or are you?
No, not yet.
Not on the air. Okay.
Not yet.
Someone who calls in sick. All right. We're gonna wrap up for today. We'll be back though tomorrow live at 10 a.m. We'll see you there.
For Lachi, winning means using her voice to bring hope to others with vision loss. The Foundation Fighting Blindness is committed to funding research to end blinding retinal diseases. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Learn more at fightingblindness.org.